Hello, welcome back to Blender Live. Today I want to be sharing with you these scenes that I saw the other day. Basically, it's just a wall with a basic with a basic floor. So I took this footage, and I'm also taking like a camera tracking data using the app called CamTrackAR on my iPhone. And I think this wall is kind of inspiring for me. It's kind of like a wall, and there's something that I think used to be a door or something, but now it's covered with a wall. And I want to kind of remix this inside Blender. I don't know. I was inspired by Mr. Ian Hubert or Mr. Dodo Bird on his work, and in Blender, like he knows how to do like compositing stuff, and I want to be able to kind of composite a hole here, and I want to put something behind this wall. Okay, so this is like a flat footage, but I'm gonna give you the footage with the tracking data, which is this HFCS. You can install it using this add-on for Blender, and you just bring it into Blender, and you can have something like this. So this is my setup. It's basically, I already have the camera. So the camera has this footage behind it, and I have this bunch of line art objects, which is just basically all these boxes. If I hide the box, it actually looks really fancy. It's like it's almost like a unusual kind of art. So we have these boxes that's just like a line, but they are kind of occluding each other. You might also notice there are two Suzanne heads, and they are being occluded, even though our footage is flat. It's not like a real 3D. And the idea is really, eventually I want to use camera projection mapping, so I can map the footage into 3D geometry. So I can use the 3D geometry, maybe even make like a cutout here, and I want to replace it with another environment, like something behind the door. All right, so yeah, what's going on here is I actually have this holdout wall. So without this mesh, I won't be able to cut the Susan head because it's just like a flat plane behind the camera. But with this holdout wall, I'm able to do so. So this is where's the settings? This is only works in cycles. Where's the holdout? Yeah, I think the setting is somewhere here. Oops. Oh well, but anyway, one of them I use as a floor shadow, the other one I use as a holdout wall. So yeah, maybe I should redo this scene from start. It's okay, so I already have the add-on installed. So it's from HitFilm. They make the apps for called CamTrackAR. So again, it's using the AR kit feature of the iPhone. So all the way back to iPhone 10, I think you can use this 3 years ago. With the latest iPhone, you have LiDAR, so you can also scan the floor more accurately. So all you need to do is file, import HFCS, drag and drop it, just load it into Blender. Now we have a camera and nothing in the scene, but the camera is moving, of course. It has some camera tracking data, and it's recorded at 60 frames per second. Now let's go inside the camera. We see just Blender grid, right? We see nothing. Select the camera, turn on background image, add image. Now I want to just bring in the footage. Now we have the footage at 50% opacity, make it 100%. Display under or over. Okay, anyway. By the way, the camera tracking is actually one frame a little bit behind, so I'm just gonna snap it once. Okay, now it's correct. If we, okay, let's save this first. So the wall, just gonna call it the wall. So the wall and the floor, this is really simple scenes, and we should be able to project this into a mesh. And then if we zoom out, we actually can have like camera projection. We can extend the footage. So I don't have like person in this shot yet, but I think if we have like a green screen, it will also work. I just want to make something simple, just like what Mr. Dodo Bird was doing, Mr. Ian Hubert. Okay, now let's try using this add cube. We know that because the camera is tracking the footage, we don't need to do the tracking inside Blender. There is no wall there, so I can't really I cannot draw this box into the wall yet. So I need to make a wall. First make a floor plane. So this is through the camera, right? It's easier maybe to have another 3D view and just put it there. Maybe I need to rotate it a little bit. And I can go to edit mode, select the edge, extend, extend this area, and just try to cover everything. This one is not 100% correctly rotated. Now just extrude it up. So it should create the wall. And this wall can be a shadow catcher, and also this can be a holdout. I forgot where's the setting for this. Where's the shadow catcher? Okay, here. Shadow catcher and holdout. As a shadow catcher, it's really simple. It's just gonna create a shadow. And also I should make it invisible, but I think shadow catcher needs to be composite into the object. In my case, I should probably separate the wall. Let's try doing that. Stop the rendering. F3, separate by selection. So now we have the wall. This wall should be holdout, not a shadow catcher. I think I forgot something. Okay, it should be transparent. All right, now it's working. We'll also have sunlight, so I can control the shadow. So we have the shadow over this flat footage. Okay, you get the idea, and we also have the holdout, which will make a cutout. So if we have like a text or just like a Susan head, if Susan is like behind the wall, behind the holdout, it's gonna get cut realistically. Okay, so I should probably model the walls a little bit better. So it's not just like a flat wall, but it has a bit of displacement there, bit of details. So this is the full wall. It's kind of nice. You can try to do something with this wall. What I'm gonna do, I will append the collections, which is, this is the, you might recognize this. Let's make this smaller. This is the anywhere door or Doraemon door. So what I'm gonna do, I will try, maybe I will animate the door. When the door is open, you can see behind the door is like a new world or new places. So I want to turn this into a set, some kind of set extension. Just like what Ian Hubert is doing. I still don't know how to do this 100%, but at least I can put the door now. What's interesting is really with this, because we have this in Blender, whatever we create, any animations or anything that you create here and then you export out as AR, can be placed on the same place. So I can go back to the same place here, and then I can have all AR already being set up, as long I have like some kind of reference, whether it's like a geolocations or like a marker, right? So that's really the idea. I still don't know what to do with this. Maybe you can try make something and then send it back to me, and then so I can go back to the same place, and then I can kind of see what happened. Imagine if just this wall and floor, you can maybe even like paint like graffiti here in Blender. You don't need to do that in real world because that will be like vandalizing unless you make like a beautiful mural. But yeah, like just like this door that I placed there, it's as simple as that. You can put the 3D objects as AR into the real world. So that's really, sounds really basic, and it's amazing that you can do that quite easily these days. Yeah, if we have like geolocation, that will be really handy because I can just, you know, upload it into the map, and then if you are in the locations, you can see the changes happening in almost like real time. Imagine like going to maybe like IKEA, and then your partner is at home. Your partner can scan the environment, and then you are in IKEA. You can see, okay, you place the sofa in the certain place, and then you send back home, and then okay, yeah, it looks correct, and then you can get the sofa or something like that. That's like the most basic example, but with what we are doing here in Blender, it's really for maybe like movie making or like for game environment, or maybe you're making a comics and you need a real world environment. So this is a simple footage. I like the idea of just wall and the floor, or maybe like a small garage. With a small garage, when you open the garage, you can kind of make all sort of imaginations. Imagine if it's like your studio and what you want to put in it, you know, like your own studio, right? Well, anyway, that's enough talking. These boxes of cube, we can just put it in the collection, maybe, and then we can F3 line. I like grease pencil. You know, grease pencil is really powerful. I just turn this into line art. I'll select collection number 2 here, and now I can hide the cube. Now we have this weird art. there's kind of there's occlusion happening. If I render this out, it's like they looks pretty real. It doesn't grease pencil doesn't cast shadow, however, but grease pencil can be animated. I haven't used grease pencil much with this camera tracking stuff, but you can easily put any kind of 2D animations, animate it, and because we have the camera tracking, everything feels like in the space. Everything belongs in the space. Yeah, so I recommend you maybe, like make a simple graffiti or something inside Blender, like not like in the real world, but create, grease pencil, blank, draw, mode. I always like this F ink. Yeah, I'll make my graffiti. Gonna draw it on the surface. Yep, that's my trademark. Now we have it in 3D. Oh, yeah. Where's it? Disappears again. Oh, I think with the latest grease pencil, it's really weird. You need to make a keyframe. Okay, I know. Dope sheet. Switch to grease pencil. You can see the keyframe there. It should be at frame 0. Same thing with this monkey. Now it's correct. Need to create another light. So this guy should react to point light, I think. Normally it does. Look at it through the camera. We have the footage, grease pencil, 3D objects, line art, and Doraemon. There's a Doraemon door. There we go. Yeah, so anyway, I think I might stop here, and then in the next video tutorial I will try to make a whole cutout and projection mapping. So using the environment, I will try to extend the footage. So I'm gonna project the footage into the plane here, into the wall, so I can zoom out and we can see the whole building, maybe like the whole apartment. Yeah, we'll try to do that, and let's see how it's gonna work. Alright, so hopefully you find this useful and interesting. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.